So I have a little bit of separation between guys. I have been absolutely sleeping on Ana here lately. I've been so obsessed with learning the new characters and just kind of mastering the characters that I've been using. I forgot how important and traumatic Ana could be on the map. Now guys, what you always need to focus on is helping your squad members first. To be a healer means to be selfless. You've got to make sure you're prioritizing healing your teammates. Also with Ana's shift and or stun, you put the enemies to sleep. If the tank or another player is putting a lot of damage on your tank or another healer or even a DPS, put them to sleep and help your team out. I watch a lot of Anas try their best to focus on getting the kill themselves. So instead of using their sleep as a team effort, they'll just go off solo, they'll put one to sleep, and while their team is just getting obliterated. Remember, I'm all about doing DPS, as you guys can see right here, but make sure that your team comes first. So right now we're trying our best to push through the choke point. Now this is a crazy match. I'm actually not playing this live. We're doing commentary after the fact. I'll be doing some more live commentary here shortly. But you can see, you know, he's over here putting pressure on my teammate. He's flying off. Genji's flying away. I'm trying my best to heal him, but I guess he doesn't have faith in me despite me saving him. But again, putting the tank to sleep, giving us a little bit of a distance, separation, slowing the enemies down a little bit. If you can stun their tank, you can really slow down the entire team. And that's really just, again, what your objective is. You know, when I play DPS, I find it very hard for me to do so because my healers are not healing properly. And again, a lot of guys are new to the game, so I'm not at all dishing out hate. But again, healers, you've got to try your best to focus not just the tank, but your entire squad. So right now my tank's got a lot of separation. You know how divas are. They're pretty squishy, but they love to go super aggro. So I'm gonna try my best to get to my squad. Unfortunately, I'm missing a lot of shots on my DPS. And there's the EMP grenade right there. I missed it, unfortunately, and we'll go over what that does here very, very shortly once I get another one off. If you guys are curious how to use the EMP grenade and just basically use it as an outplayability, again, we'll go in depth as far as how it affects healers, how it affects allies, and how it affects the enemy squad. And you can see right now we're outnumbered. It's 3-1. We do have 2 healers and a tank, and both of these healers can really do some damage. Now, Ana is super, super squishy just because she doesn't have an escape like Moria does. And please forgive me for pronouncing her name wrong. I don't know what it is. My New Orleans accent, I don't get it. I can't say it correctly. But again, you see me try my best with the EMP grenade. Let's go ahead and pause it right here. The bionic grenade gives you the ability to outplay just any situation, honestly. It could be crucial and detrimental to you guys, not only winning the team fight, but also securing the victory. Now, look how it affects the enemies as well as my teammates. It does heal your teammates, anyone it lands on, for 100 points. Similarly, it also damages all enemies it lands on for 60 points. Also, in addition to this, the grenade also marks enemies and allies for 4 seconds. Marked enemies, and this is the crucial one, guys, marked enemies cannot receive healing from any source at all. So guys, if you're, you know, running into an issue with a good Mercy or good Lucio, and also again, just for outplayability, if your team's about to dive in and ult into 5-on-5 team fight, all you have to do is throw that bionic grenade down and your team just focus fire the tank and the healers, and that's basically GG. They cannot receive any healing. If you guys are playing DPS or tank, make sure if you have it on your team, you're staying aware of a bionic grenade, because that right there is crucial. Notice how I did it to the tank to try to help out my teammate. Now I'm gonna be launching some heals on her as well. Not much I can do with this because this is a 1v1 fight, so this right here is a different situation. But again, in order to save my teammate, I went ahead and utilize this so that we can put some damage on the tank, force him away, also heal my teammate. Again, as a healer, you know, there are a lot of healers you guys will watch me play where I'm pretty aggressive, but when it comes to Ana, you need to play somewhat passive aggressive. Try your best not to dive in like I am right now. Try to play back. That way you can stay alive. Ana and all healers are no use to your team if you're dead. So what I'm doing right now is trying to stay back. You'll see me get a little aggro just because I've been playing really aggressive healers here lately, like Moria. But I'm gonna try my best to stay behind because that's exactly what I need to do. Now, I don't usually recommend using the bionic grenade and or your E button or whatever your controller is, just to heal one player. But if that player is about to die and you have it in your inventory, you might as well use it. Now look at that right there. My team's behind me to the left. I pushed in trying to 1v1 a Widow, and that just wasn't the best idea in the world. And look, I'm not a perfect player either, so I'm gonna show you guys the mistakes that I make as well as the good things, because you guys can learn from both. it's not just the what to do's that you guys need to learn from, it's also what not to do's. And again, I'm going to try to adjust my gameplay. You'll see it mid-match where I just start slowing it down and stop playing so aggro. This was actually my first time using Ana since Overwatch 1. I have not played with her at all, so I think I did relatively well for my first time in Overwatch 2. And again, she's basically the same character. There I am able to absolutely annihilate the Widow. Now look, Widows can be huge and detrimental. If you have a healer that can somewhat counter her, make sure you do so. Moya is a great healer to counter the Widows. I really haven't found a Widow yet that can really contest my Moya. And again, forgive the accent. I don't know how to pronounce it. And basically, you know, once my team's healed, I'll start challenging the enemies and help put damage on. But until that point comes, I'm going to try my best to heal my teammates. And look at that. I threw down the bionic grenade. Not only did we get the tank dead, but we damaged one of the DPSs, forced him back, and killed another DPS as well. So a nice 3v3 fight was just completely changed because, again, of the bionic grenade. That's something I really want you guys to stress on. Don't just use it to heal one person always. There are situations like I did, but try your best to sit on it. That way, when you need it, you can actually use it. I like to always try my best to use it as a team fight tool. That way, all of your teammates, as well as some of the enemies, will be affected by it. It's a good combo, but you know, even not so, I try to go aggro with it for sure. Now right here's a healer's nightmare. Let's just pause this because there's really nothing you can do in this situation. So right now we're pushing the objective up. Now this has happened a lot this match. I just got off the match, so I know this happens a lot. Your team starts to get a little antsy, your team starts to push in the spawn, next thing you know, they get wiped, and then when the enemy team comes down, there's only 2 or 3 of us on the point, and we get wiped as well. So if you guys are playing as a healer, or if you guys are any of these other roles, make sure you are not doing this. But if you are the healer, don't lose sight of the objective. Try your best to heal your people if you can, but you can't heal everyone, especially if they're being super aggro. I don't mind Diva doing this, however, the other guy, definitely would rather him get a little bit closer. I'm trying my best to heal everybody. But it's a little difficult. And again, everyone just kind of leaves. Realistically, I probably should stay with our squad while one pushes, but I don't. So this is honestly a mistake of mine. I felt like my teammates should definitely have stayed on the objective, so I did. But in all reality, and you'll see it at the end of the game, we could have actually had a really good play and probably won early on if I would have stayed with my squad. Just because you think you're right doesn't mean you always are. And in this instance, I was pretty wrong. I still played relatively well, but this was a huge mistake by me, and it cost us all of our lives. All right, my teammate's trying to get to me. That's great on the teammate. Just knowing where the healers are. I find a lot of DPS get so tunnel vision, they don't really pay attention to where the healers are. Again, I went ahead and used my bionic grenade, was able to get 2 guys hit by it, and we were able to absolutely blow the Soldier 76 out of the water. Now here I am throwing up my ult onto my Diva, trying to get some power on her. Unfortunately, I don't think she understands what my ult does. She plays a little bit back and kind of wastes it. And again, putting the tank to sleep, just going away, not even trying to worry about the kill. I see my teammates in need. Again, I abandoned the kill because it's not my job to get kills. It's my job to heal. So I went ahead, broke away from getting the kill myself to heal a teammate. And I really want to emphasize that because I see a lot of healers breaking away from healing teammates so they can get their kill count up. It's cool to drop a lot of kills, but again, that's not your objective. Your main objective is to actually heal your team. And again, here we are, the second time I'm having to escort, and this is not the part where I'm talking about I adapt. I do it one more time. Fortunately, my team did adapt and came back to me, so we're able to get a little bit higher up. But again, because we lost our tank, there's really not much we can do. Now right there, I threw my bionic grenade to try to slow down the enemies, which it worked. You know, all my squad was able to break away except for her. Diva got wrecked. But most of my squad was able to break away from that just because, again, they were afraid they couldn't get healed. So they stopped being as aggressive. And notice how I'm always trying to work myself back. I don't want to try to take on any DPS, much less the tank, at face value. I want to go ahead and create a lot of separation, get as much distance between them, or between us as we can. All right, and this is when I kind of slow it down and really just get hyper focused on winning this game. You know, I've been kind of effing around doing this and that, trying to make a good video, but I know we can win this fight, and I know there's a lot of issues with this squad, so I'm gonna go ahead and add them all up and try to outplay it. And as a healer, we have to. You can win games with garbage DPS. Shoot, you can win games with garbage tanks, but you cannot win games with garbage healers, so make sure you're doing everything in your power to get that done. Now, you DPS and you tanks out there, not taking anything away, I don't believe we're the most critical role on the map, but you guys can't argue. If you have a garbage healer, there's really not much you guys can do. So notice, this is my adaptation right here. I stick with my tank. I see what my tank wants to do. This is the third time he's done it, so instead of fighting it, I'm gonna join in, and so does the rest of my teammates. And notice how I'm playing the staircase, trying to play back, play it as a heady, and the rest of the squad just kind of follows suit. We don't have any comms in this game. No one's using voice audio. We're literally just working off of, well, basically memory. We're learning from what the mistakes we had at the beginning of the game, middle game. We're trying to correct those at the end. And again, not trying to push up. I work myself back because I catch myself out, catch myself slipping, trying to get a little aggro. And that was basically it. Guys, look, to be a good healer just takes, again, selflessness, learning from your mistakes. We saw a bunch of mistakes I made at the beginning of the video. I'm not perfect. Sometimes it seems like half of the matches I jump into it, I'm just flawless from beginning to end. And other matches I jump into it and I have to correct myself. Sometimes even change my hero. And we'll talk about that in tomorrow's video about how to adjust the hero you're using based off team composition. Because sometimes if you're using Mercy and there's a Soldier 76 focusing you, there's a Widowmaker focusing you, or there's a Pharah focusing you, sometimes you just got to switch from your favorite character and go to somebody else. If you are a healer, make sure you know at least 4 heroes by heart. Hopefully watching these videos will get you guys out there. And again, we're gonna be focusing more on healers now because I think healers are very underutilized. You see in the queue, there's a 2-minute wait time for healers and there's like a 5-minute wait time for DPS and tanks. Trust me guys, I'm an FPS lover and I have fallen in love with support. So guys, get out there, get better. Again, try your best to learn all these heroes we talk about. Today we talked about Ana, tomorrow we'll be hitting another character. So if you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel today. But until next time, man, y'all have a good one and good luck in Overwatch.